Okay, so I thought I would do something a little bit differently this time. I'd like to ask for feedback and advice in particular regarding something that happened recently in the gym this past week. So here's what happened and my response. I was in the gym in the free weight area, skull crushing for those of you that know your gym exercises. And this man comes over to me and initially makes a comment that almost sounds like a compliment, but it's an insult at the same time. He says, "Oh, you're skull crushing with the 60? I'm going to feel badly about myself the next time I'm skull crushing with the 60." A little bit of a double bind for me in terms of how to respond, because it's sort of like he's almost impressed that I'm skull crushing with the 60. But at the same time, he's going to feel badly because he's stooping to my level. He's on the same level as me. One, a female. Two, if I had to estimate, I mean, he's not in very good shape. He's also not, he probably weighs not double what I weigh, but in the neighborhood of, at least my weight and 3/4-ish. Yeah, I have no idea really, but he weighs more than me by a decent amount. And he skull crushes with the 60, apparently. So, to which I respond, I kind of go into my own pathology, and I realize this hindsight 2020, but I feel badly that he feels badly. Here he's kind of being an asshole, and I feel badly for him in this. I'm getting therapy, guys, trust me. So I start to minimize my accomplishments. And I start to talk in terms of, well, I just moved to the 60 and I don't do it with very good form. And I back down on the number of reps I do, because when I bump it up, I go to a smaller number of reps. And, I'm minimizing my accomplishment, really, which is pathological. I'm owning his shit for him. And that's pathological. As I start to realize I'm doing this, I back away and go, inner monologue, Jen, stop doing that. Stop owning his crap for him. Let him own his own stuff. This is really not about you. So then he continues on and on. And so I look at him and I say, I'm sorry. I'm not in a competition with you. I really just want to be strong. He seems to take that in. And then he goes on about the Hercules-looking women in the gym and why his workouts are structured such that he does a lot of reps and low amount of weight. He used to be really strong. He used to do huge amounts of weights and was very muscular. And I'm hearing in all this, he doesn't really feel good about himself. It's okay. And so I respond to the Hercules women comment, because this is a myth in the gym that I hear all the time that gets propagated, and it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. This idea that women in lifting heavy weights are going to somehow start looking like men, which is completely false. We will not, as long as we don't ingest testosterone. And I'm never going to take testosterone. We do produce a small amount of testosterone because it's in the pathways for for estrogen. And so, men make estrogen too. We both make both hormones. In fact, there's, E3, estradiol, and anyways. And they're all interrelated. It's just the numbers. We don't make very much, a very small amount. So I'm never going to ingest testosterone. I'm not going to start looking like a man. And I make some comment to him that I have no such qualms. I'm not worried about it. I just like to work out. I love the gym. I love lifting weights. That's such a crime. And I say, and those women that look like men, that have, their faces don't look feminine. Their faces start to look masculine. They lose their breasts. Their voice is lower. And they're shredded to kingdom come. They have a male looking body. Those women are on testosterone exogenously, for sure. I said that to him, and he goes, "How can you judge them? How do you know?" At which point, I wasn't going to say this, but I pulled the doc card. I was like, well, actually, I'm a physician, and so I do understand physiology, including hormones, and this is why they look that way, and it's pretty obvious they're on testosterone. They may claim not to, but they are. It's obvious. At which point, he's like, I guess he's okay with that, and we continue on, and he somehow jumps to combat now. And I'm guessing he's either a vet. He was in the age bracket where, I don't know if he could have been in Vietnam, but he's up there. And he says to me, I would never want one of them backing me up in combat. And he makes a jump. Initially, I thought he was talking about the testosterone ingesting women, but in the context, he goes, because they're all wired differently than men. And I realize he's talking about females in general, that he would never want backing him up in combat. At which point I say to him, because I'm trying not to take this personally and trying not to be offended, but I basically said, you do realize I'm one of them, and you're talking to me as if I'm not really even here. And he said, I guess I did stick my foot in my mouth, didn't I? I said, yeah. You might want to put those headphones back on. And that was the end of the conversation. So I felt like I said a few things that were good, but I would love feedback in terms of how to respond to sexism in the gym. And maybe there's the question, is it even worth responding to? There's that question. And then if it's worth responding to, how to respond to it, and in what context do I respond to it? Because this comes up for me regularly, perpetually. I get comments, and generally it's when I have my headphones on. I always thought that was like my protection in the gym. Apparently it's not working anymore. This is the signal. I am in my world. Don't talk to me. So, but I want to I think the discussion is worthwhile, and I think it should happen. And clearly there are still lots of issues between males and females. I'm a feminist, which means I think men and women are equal. That's really all that means. I hope everybody who follows this channel knows that. That means we're equal. That's all. It's not that women are superior or anything else, just that men and women are equal. Feel free to comment. Please be respectful of both sexes in your comments. I would love to hear feedback in terms of how ought I respond? How should women respond in said scenario? How should men respond when they overhear sexist? Because I know not all men are sexist. In fact, a lot of men are incredibly informed and feminists, and I love that. And please be out there. We need you. But how to respond? That's really the gist of this. So thanks for tuning in, and tune in next time. A little bit of a shift, and so also tell me what you think about that. Adios.